hello, welcome, and give me a hell yeah. Give me a whole yeah. Give me a whole yeah. From the Spanish god, Sammy Guevara. Cheers to everyone watching in Yorkshire and beyond. I hope you guys have a great day from the Spanish god. Shout out to Dom, shout out to Anthony. You guys are smart because you're fans of me. And anyways, have a great day.
Hello and a very warm welcome to the Gimme a Yeah Wrestling Podcast. My name is Ant. Today I'm joined by...
Dom!
And today... How are you doing, dude?
I'm alright, man. I'm alright. It's nice to be back. Right here on the Gimme a Yeah Wrestling Podcast with you, my friend.
We've got loads of wrestling to talk. Dom's been keeping up with the wrestling while he's been busy. That means that the podcasts and stuff have been on in the background while he's been working. You got a big deadline this week, haven't you, dude?
I've got two big deadlines this week, yes.
Rock and roll. So, as usual, we're going to party and we're going to go through all the news, and we're sort of going to half ignore chat, but we'll get back to all your comments at the end. Sarah's joined us, Jake's joined us, Futuristic's joined us, Hakeem's joined us, Scott's joined us, and Gamer Guy has joined us. Yo, hello everyone. Hope you're all having an awesome day. Scott, your friend lost his battle with cancer at the age of 33. We are so sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, man.
So sorry. That's way too young, man. Way too young. Oh dear. So let's get straight into the news. So first of all, early on this week, Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins had a baby.
Yes, you reported it on the channel. Well done, mate. That was some quality news gathering there from you.
Mate, it was just a minute video. That's really cool though. The mini man is winning the Royal Rumble this year, Dom.
The mini man?
The mini man, that's what we're calling her. Or Rue, I suppose.
Okay. Wait, their child is winning the Royal Rumble this year?
Yes.
What?
You know,
Vince
will book it. Vince will book it. You know he will.
I thought you were making a euphemism for like Rumble.
No, but there we go. So that's the first bit of news. The next one, this is a sort of a biggie, Dom. There's been talk of WrestleMania main events this week, Dom, and there's some rumours out there, and I think half of these are speculation. But we are looking at, this is your Mania main event card, Dom. Are you ready?
Oh, I know about McIntyre, Keith Lee, and Brock.
Yes, McIntyre, Keith Lee, and Brock. That's if the other rumour which come out today, Brock is going to AEW, which just seems to be one of the rumours that happens every few other days, man.
Yeah, that's not happening.
I don't think that's happening. So Drew versus Brock versus Keith Lee.
Yeah,
any thoughts?
I'm fine with that. It's great to see Keith Lee in a prominent position.
Yeah, do you think he's turning heel for that?
I think he has to, yeah.
I think he might have to. The other
they want to position him as a heel, apparently, don't they?
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it. He was so good in NXT. He's just been completely junked on Raw, hasn't he, man?
Yeah, it's not gone so well, has it, since he's been on the main roster?
No, man. The other main event is Edge versus Orton.
I think we called that. I think that's definitely happening. I'm not entirely sure when Edge is going to come back to plant the seeds for that one, but I think it'll be really good when they do eventually do it. I think that'll be awesome.
Well, there's been rumours of Rumble return and winning the Rumble.
Yeah, I suppose you could pull that. Obviously, again, there's so many ways you can do that. So cool. I think it would pop the ratings, I think, if you did.
And the other main event is Roman Reigns versus Goldberg.
Yeah. I was just waiting for your reaction as you said that, because I saw the bump this week where Goldberg said he was coming back. I suppose that, the best thing I could think about that would be the Fiend could get his revenge, but
well, the Fiend will be in another match somewhere else, so I won't worry too much. He'll probably be fighting Apollo Crews on the pre-show.
I mean, I don't think that's happening, mate.
But do you know what I mean? Yeah, it makes no sense. It should be Orton and the Fiend, but obviously they're blowing that load at TLC.
Indeed they are, which is coming up, isn't it? It's next week, right?
It is next weekend, and we will be covering it on the channel.
Oh dear, honestly, mate, time is going, isn't it? Time is flying.
It's flying, man. Edge versus Orton. Scott says, why? Oh, and Futuristic Gamer says, there'll be no Rock Roman Reigns until 2022. Yes, apparently that is the rumor. They want to make sure they do that with fans, and they want to have it on in LA so that they can make the most out of the Rock being there and publicity.
Yeah, well, but I heard The Rock was out. I heard he was, because he was originally penciled in to do it. But then I've heard that they're predicting his movie schedule won't allow him to do it.
Well, I was actually saying because there's an opportunity to not have any fans there, and they really don't want to do that, which makes complete sense. You save The Rock, don't you, for when you've got the fans there. So The Rock has said he wants him in 2022 now, so we'll see what happens. Gamer Guy says, sup. Jack Sullivan says, oh yeah, brother.
What's up, guys?
Let's go on to other news. So Impact, we haven't talked about this. Impact had Kenny Omega on Dynamite.
Yes. What did you think? I heard you said that you loved it on one of the streams.
I thought it was freaking awesome.
Was it worth the wait?
It was better than Dynamite.
I mean, I'm not sure about that.
Did you see the Dynamite one?
From what you mean, the Dynamite promo?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the whole show. Okay. Yeah.
No, the whole show was pretty crap, to be honest with you, Dom, as well.
Yeah, I thought the whole show was actually all right. From the bits that I saw of it, it was cool.
Meh. So yeah, he's on Impact. We had a paid promotion, inverted commas. They didn't pay a penny. They give Impact like 10 times the normal viewers they normally get. So why would they have to pay anything? Also, Kenny Omega at the end was talking about being the collector. What do you think of this, Dom?
I mean, I'll believe it when I see it. I think there's a lot of hype, to be honest. I think there's a lot of hype here. I don't actually know whether it's going to come to anything or whether anything useful is going to come from this. I think there's a lot of hype, really, to be honest.
Cool. I thought it was brilliant. I thought the idea of the collector's brilliant. The problem I had was, as Scott said, the promo was exactly the same on Impact and Dynamite. It was exactly the same. However, on Dynamite, it had none of the sort of hype around it, really. They didn't announce anything new, and he sort of missed out all that collector stuff that he was doing that was really good, man, on Impact, you know? I'd
love to see him challenge like Rich Swann or something for the title, you know? But I don't think that's going to actually happen. You know, it's a bit like.
I think he will.
Is he going to appear on it? Is he going to appear on NWA? Like, what's because they have a partnership sort of.
Well, I was really hoping on Wednesday that the swerve would be Kenny to challenge Nick Aldis, but we got absolutely nothing. It was exactly the same as what had happened on Impact the night prior. Even sort of Tony Khan coming out. Tony Khan could have come out and said, look, you're making all these suggestions, you're going to go collect all these belts, but you work for me. You're under my contract. Yeah. There was nothing that was added to the story, so that was a real disappointment. And part of what concerns me about this this whole thing is that Kenny Omega is appearing this week on Impact. Again, are they going to do exactly the same? Are they going to tell us one thing on Impact and then the same thing on Dynamite? And if so, why should I bother watching Dynamite?
I thought it was a one-off thing.
No, he's confirmed to come back this Tuesday. I think he's going to get the title off Rich Swann, but I don't think that's a Dynamite show. I think Aldis is, but I don't think it's a big enough deal for Dynamite. I think that's a big deal for Impact. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I'll be able. I'm quite looking forward to watching Tuesday now. See if they do something. Interesting.
Well, they had Rich Swann trying to get into the car park, and the security wouldn't let him past. Yeah.
Trying to get into the bus thing, yeah.
Absolutely. So I think it's great. I think the potential of it's great, but I don't like watching something on Tuesday and then watching the exact same thing on Wednesday. You know?
No. I can totally imagine. I can totally empathise with you on that, dude. Absolutely.
Also, do you? Here's a question that we had on stream the other night. One of the things that Jeremy was sort of saying quite a lot. If it was announced that Kenny Omega was appearing on Ring of Honor on Monday night and you had your Raw watch-along, Dom, would you be watching Raw or Ring of Honor?
I'd still watch Raw.
Would you? Right, really? Oh, interesting.
Just out of my obligation, you know. I've said I'll do Raw every Monday, so those that don't like me, sorry, you've got to tune in to Raw on Monday because it's just me. So...
Cool.
You know, expect botches aplenty. That's the fun we have.
Oh, mate, I saw your massive botch. It was great. I'm
glad you found it funny, man. That was the
mate.
fun.
I was wetting myself.
Good.
Sting and Tony Schiavone shared a moment on AEW Dynamite this week. This was brilliant, man. This was nice, a real good feel-good moment, man.
I like that. I like the whole segment. The whole Darby Allin look up to the sky thing. That was cool. Look up to the stands rather. That was interesting. There was some nice points actually. I like the whole Abaddon thing. With the kendo stick. There's some good.
Sheer with the sheer in the face.
Yeah.
It was all right. It was just a little bit of it was a really weak show. The first match was really good, and the last match was really good, and the Sting bit was good, but everything else felt really flat, man. However, Sting and Darby Allin, Dom. One of the things Sting said was he said, there's a lot of things in this company that remind me of myself, or something along them lines. And then the camera went to Darby Allin. What are the similarities between Sting and Darby Allin, please, Tom?
Well, we're gonna get them revealed, I think.
But what are the similarities?
Well, that's the question we're all asking, and they're going to answer it, I hope.
But they don't wrestle in the same way. They don't look the same way. They don't have the same style in the ring. The only similarity between Sting and Darby Allin is that they paint the face.
Well, I think that's probably enough to whet people's appetites, so to speak.
Yeah.
And people are excited about it. People have been talking. I mean, we were talking about it before Sting even joined.
Of course, yeah.
They've got what they wanted from us because we're excited about it. I'm excited. I'm as excited about what they do with Sting and Darby Allin as I am excited about the Fiend and Alexa Bliss.
Oh, really? Right.
Cool. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. If Sting can elevate Darby, and that's all this is. It's a bit like me and you saying we're really similar because you want to put me over or I want to put you over. Just if you want to put somebody over or a company wants to put somebody over, then they're going to find something.
Yeah, I know. The point I'm getting to is the saying they're similar is actually not true at all.
No, it's not. But they're going to go if they will resort to the face paint. If they have to resort to something,
well, that's all they've got.
We're similar because we paint our faces.
Yeah,
we paint our faces to hide the darkness within, or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Kenny is a Dishonored champ. Dom for Raw. Hull, yeah, says Futuristic Gamer. The RKH says, sup Dom, sup Anthony. Hello, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us. Rock and Roll Sting segment wasn't announced for this week. No, it wasn't. But we might do. We might do.
Are you going to do Impact on Tuesday?
I'm going to try to. I tried to this week, but I couldn't do it.
You know what? I'm off. I'm off from college academic things as of Monday, and I've got my counseling's on Thursday, so I couldn't do AEW, but I might. I'm tempted to do Impact.
Well, there you go. Do Impact, man. But how are you going to watch it in the UK?
Well, we'll figure that out.
Trust me, I couldn't on Tuesday. I tried messing with VPNs and all sorts of crap to get it on.
I'll figure something out.
You work it out, Braby. Shaquille O'Neal was also on Dynamite. Got Brandy Rhodes put some water on him.
I heard it went. That fell really flat as well.
Yeah, it was really flat. It was the second worst promo next to Kenny's. Karrion Kross returned to NXT though, Dom.
Yeah, I mean, I was never really sold on him. I like his gimmick. But obviously, I didn't have a great match with Keith Lee.
I agreed.
And I think Balor could bring something really interesting out of him. So let's hope for better from Karrion Kross when he comes back.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously,
I think in the ring, I think he's got everything that you would need to do well. He's a bit like Triple H. I think he could do some really good promos, but he's a long way away from. He's like Hunter Hearst Helmsley when he first came in. I think we're going to see the best of Karrion Kross in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. But I think he's still finding his feet in this setting. I think the good thing about what he has is he has a mouthpiece in his wife.
Scarlett,
Scarlett, who obviously we don't spend a lot of time looking at her mouth, but that's enough.
What was that supposed to mean, Dom? Are you just objectifying her as a woman?
I'm saying that we look at her knees. I'm saying that we look at...
you look at her knees, do you? You got a knee fetish, have you kinky devil?
I love a good knee.
Oh.
But yeah, so I think Karrion Kross has a lot of vehicles to get him you get him over, with Scarlett, and also with the promos that he's been doing, the video packages that are made for him are fantastic. So I think, but once he's in that position, he needs to do more, I think, on his own with promos.
Cool.
So hopefully we'll see more from them.
Well, obviously, the first match that we're getting with him is him and Priest, which is an interesting dynamic, I think. But again, I haven't been that impressed with Cross's in-ring work. All we've seen is a load of jobber matches, and he had an okay match with Ciampa, and then the Keith Lee match really didn't sell me, man. But obviously, there was issues there,
Yeah. Like I said, there's more work to be done. So we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Also, we had Candice Lorraine. She's confirmed that she's broken her arm at War Games. That's crap.
Yeah, War Games.
Yeah, I've been watching a load of documentaries by Kenny Johnson that were suggested to us by Alex. They're really good, man. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
There's a real good one with Gargano and Candice that was prior to WWE. So do check it out. You are the wrestling news master. Thank you. RKO's join us. Hello, my friend. RKH, excuse me. And Jack Sullivan says, welcome back, Killer Cross. Scott says Cross versus Balor at WrestleMania weekend. That could happen.
That could be really good, man, I think. Yeah. Cool. Again, I think somebody predicted that if Balor was going to face Cross, then he should use the Demon to face Cross.
Yeah, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? And then he can win. Also, someone else has been in the news, which is great, who's come back. Sonia Deville has made a statement about the fans crossing the line and zero tolerance policy if they do cross the line. I'm going to read exactly what she said based on Fightful Select. I'm going to say this once and try to be clear. I love my fans very much and appreciate you despite what has happened. I do not categorize you all as raging psychopaths, but harassing myself or people I have been with, etc., is never acceptable. Which I think is a really nice point, man. And it's nice to hear that she's speaking out and hopefully coming back soon, man.
Yeah, absolutely. She's a very, very, very talented in-ring competitor. A lot going on for her. You're a big fan, I know, and I've become more of a fan over recent months. Especially with her heel work. I think she came off looking absolutely fantastic in that last feud. And she kind of made a mountain out of a molehill. I know that's not the right expression. She made gold out of what wasn't gold. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
In terms of building a heel character, so I have a lot of really cool, really good hopes for her. I think as a character.
Cool, man. Also, going back to Dynamite, it was revealed on Thursday that it got 995,000 viewers on Wednesday. Obviously, the hype that was built up to the show and the segments that were building up to the show led to massive numbers. NXT show drew 659,000.
Yeah. So fantastic numbers for AEW. As we've been very excited about them and very excited about the future of AEW. Whether it was justified, from Wednesday's show, I guess that remains to be seen going forward. But hopefully you'll have a better show on Wednesday, dude.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Tyler Bate on Thursday also returned to NXT UK. We was doing a live stream of it and challenged straight away for the Heritage Cup. We got another British Round Rules match, which happened on NXT UK this week as a massive surprise, actually. I don't think anyone knew that Tyler Bate was coming back. Appeared on the very first Supernova sessions, which is Noam Dar's new talk show. And it was nice to see that they're carrying on this British Round Rules match. And he fought A-Kid for the cup.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it was good to see A-Kid getting a push, of course. You can see an interview with A-Kid on the channel if you want to go back and watch that. The chat with him a few months ago. But yeah, it's great to see him being used in a prominent position because he's really struggled to find his place in NXT UK over the last 6 months. So it's wonderful to see that, and great to see Tyler Bate back. Seems a bit more heelish going forward. So, I guess it's really good to see him in NXT UK because it'll give the brand some legitimacy, a little bit of global attention to NXT UK because of Tyler Bate, who obviously has, he's done some very good stuff in NXT. Obviously, was the first UK champion. So there's loads of good stuff to come from Tyler Bate. I'm sure maybe he'll go on and challenge Walter.
Maybe. I feel like they're just using him for in the same way that they used Pete Dunne recently, and that he's stuck in the UK, so they're using him in that sort of capacity. But we'll see, man. I think he'll be back to NXT as soon as that is possible for him.
I hope so. He's super talented, such a talent.
Oh, absolutely, man. Couple of comments. Keith, hey, look, Squirrels joined us. Hello, my dude. Hope you're doing well.
Hey,
hope your videos are going well, my friend. Hope you've got all of your suggestions for Christmas coming out. I did watch some of them videos, dude. When Sting leaves, then AEW will struggle. Yeah, but he's not leaving for a long time, Futuristic. He's got a long contract with him.
He's back. He's in for a while, isn't he? So
he is, yeah.
He actually made a point of saying that. He made a point of saying I'll be around for a long time.
Absolutely, and teased something with Cody as well in the future. Who's going to return next, says Jack Sullivan? That's a good question. Dom, who's going to return next?
To which brand?
Let's go WWE.
No, but like it's NXT UK, NXT, Raw,
just WWE in general, Raw, SmackDown.
Well, Eva Marie's return has been spoiled. She's been reportedly seen doing her COVID tests, and I believe she will be on. I believe it's speculated she'll be on Raw. So I
heard it was SmackDown tonight.
Okay, cool. Well, there you go.
I don't know.
You'll be in for a nice. There'll be a similar reaction, I'm sure, to Eva Marie returning than there was when you reacted to Sting.
I doubt it. I doubt it. I don't think Eva Marie excites me that much. Although she's got lovely knees, Dom.
She does have nice knees.
Like yesterday, we lost one of the wrestling icon in many respects without actually sort of having much time in the WWE. We lost Tiny Lister, aka Zeus. Lost his life yesterday, so RIP to him, dude. Amazing that an actor, because basically that's all he was, an actor that sort of got pushed into wrestling because he was in No Holds Barred with Hulk Hogan, had the sort of impact that he did. I mean, a main event with him, and who was he fighting with, man?
Was it Hogan?
It was Hogan. It was him and Hogan, but it was a tag team. It was Hogan and Macho. It was the Superpowers. Was it Boss Man?
Let me check that. I'll mute myself and check that. Hold on.
Cool, man. Well, he passed away, yeah. So I can't remember who it was with. I'm sure it was Bossman. Anyway, cool. Other news: Goldberg has been on the bump, name dropping Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, Keith Lee as dream opponents. Let's be perfectly honest, dudes. Right? If Goldberg really wanted to draw some money, he should be dropping the name Matt Riddle. That's where the money is, right? And Matt Riddle's also been talking about it. Sorry, Dom.
So he teamed with Randy Savage against Hogan and Beefcake.
Oh, right. Thank you, man. Okay, cool. I just got it mixed up. That's why I couldn't figure out whose side he was on. Matt Riddle's been saying the same. Like, he wants to work with Goldberg, but he says it's not going to happen because he just ignores him backstage.
Yeah. There's also that Brock Lesnar thing as well, wasn't it? A lot of people don't really get on with Riddle, which is a shame. But I also think they're making him into a sort of RVD-esque character, and I hope that continues because right now he looks kind of like a joke. I'm not a fan of the way he's being booked on SmackDown. So
yeah, unfortunately, I think it'll carry on like that because of Vince. Vince loves that sort of crap,
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah, he'll see it and he'll be like, "Oh, this is real funny. He's a stoner."
Yeah, exactly. So I think there's a lot of, there's a lot of potential in Riddle. Obviously, he's been under a lot of pressure recently, and WB are sorting him out with his legal stuff. But like I said, like we've always said, innocent till proven guilty, and hopefully, they can come to some conclusion on that. But with regards to speaking out, moving and Matt Riddle, but he seems to be in line for a push regardless, Anthony.
Absolutely. Also, backstage, Vince McMahon threw a bit of a fit this week, Dom.
There's nothing.
He's a bit angry. No, there's not. He's unhappy with certain performers, especially big guys backstage, and their working ability of them.
Okay, all right. Big guys. You mean like Obos Obos, who's apparently, I heard that they're not a big fan of his wrestling work, and that's why he's not been asked to wrestle yet.
Not just Omos. Apparently, the report from PW Insider says Otis, Keith Lee, Dabba-Kato, Dio Madden, and Omos as well. They're looking at refining them inside the ring, and they're taking part in training sessions in the WWE Performance Center.
Right. Okay. Well, that's just Vince and Vince's ego, which is bigger than everything. He's got a very old school view of how he wants big guys, and I just don't think Otis fits that mold, and I don't think Obos fits that mold. Dabba-Kato certainly not. I just don't know whether you can have an 80s and 70s viewpoint on big guys. With guys like that who are much more dynamic, especially Keith Lee.
Keith Lee's a big name out there, isn't it? That's like, come on, he's really good.
Well, exactly, yeah, exactly. Vince doesn't really I don't think he can truly comprehend what actual real quality is these days. I mean, I know that Vince, has built $1 billion company, and of course I respect that. But there was obviously a lot of people around him to help him do that, and people that were a lot more in touch with what wrestling is about now, and a lot more in touch with the fans and stuff,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And so we can't forget that Vince McMahon was at the center, of course, of all this success, but he had thousands of people, employees, hundreds of employees, and thousands of people around him that were able to help, build these things. Your JRs were instrumental in bringing people in over the years, and so you can't really, But what my point is, is that Vince is painfully out of touch with what works on a wrestling show in 2021 as we head into 2021.
He certainly is. He certainly is, my dude. Quick report from The Rock about the 2022 WrestleMania main event in that against Roman Reigns, saying that anything's possible, etc., etc. It also makes sense for The Rock because XFL is set to relaunch in 2022, so it could be a big promotion for that as well, which obviously he has a lot of interest in after buying it from Vincent.
Absolutely, but a very good business decision, wouldn't it? Very good business decision indeed.
Absolutely. And the last bit of news for you is Kenny Omega confirmed for his appearance on Impact.
Well, there you go. Cool. Well, I'll be really interested to see what happens, see if they give us something exciting this time around.
I thought the first one was great. You really didn't like it, though, did you?
Nope.
No? Interesting, man. Interesting. Let us know what your thoughts are in chat. I'm going to read through a couple of the more recent comments. RIP Lister, absolutely. Hello, Kobe. Hope you're doing well. MJF versus Eric Young. So people are fantasy booking AEW versus Impact. EC3 versus MJF, says Kobe.
That'd be very cool. EC3 versus MJF is a really great idea.
Really. Jack Sullivan says, did you enjoy AEW and Impact crossover? I loved it. Dom didn't.
No.
Cool.
No.
That's a good one, Cody Tots. RVT versus MJF, maybe. Wouldn't do out for me.
No. I think RVD could do better against Rich Swann. Better against Sami Callihan, even Ken Shamrock.
Okay, cool. MJF versus Rich Swann. It makes more sense to have Kenny versus Rich Swann, I think. Jack.
I think it does at this point. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, just give him the belt and then let him go on and take more belts. Which is my prediction for next year. Dom, do you have a match of the year for 2021 yet?
Ooh, match of the year for 2021. That's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's massive because I'm asking you to book like months and months in advance.
Yeah. A Fiend versus Goldberg rematch.
Oh, frig off. Right.
In AEW.
No, just in the wrestling world, mate. Just in the wrestling world.
In AEW, I would say. Oh, that's
okay, you don't have a good idea. Let me do my idea. Right. Next year, without a doubt, match of the year is going to be Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega for the IWGP Championship.
Okay, cool.
Kota Ibushi has the match at Wrestle Kingdom. They have history with the Golden Lovers. Man, if Kenny's doing this belt collector thing, that'd be massive. That'd be massive.
Yeah, that'd be huge. Like I say, it would bring a lot of kudos to New Japan and obviously more around that. AEW is doing wonderful things, collaborating with New Japan and also Impact. Never before have we seen that level of collaboration, which is fantastic.
Well, we saw. In fact, you say that, but actually, we did with WWE and ECW, and a lot of that was part of the reason they did so well in that era. Because that collaboration worked really well for him. That got hardcore fans back interested into WWE, didn't it?
It did. You're right. That's a good point.
So maybe AEW can sort of do this on a global scale and not just include NWA and Impact. But I think that's why they're working with Don Callis to try and get into Impact to New Japan.
Yeah, which is a fantastic idea again from a business standpoint.
Absolutely. Rich Swann, Don Callis is going into his contract negotiations next month and he's saying, oh, by the way, Impact, this episode brought 10 times more viewers than you normally have. 10 times is massive, Dom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If we had 10 times more people in chat, it'd be 100 people.
Yeah.
It's massive. 10 times is enormous, and they know that, and he knows that, so I'm sure he'll get the most out of that deal.
Absolutely.
Lee is amazing in ring. Yes, he is. Heel Rich Swann versus heel MJF. It is a heel versus heel, isn't it?
Kenny, no, Swann is face now.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, cool.
Rich Swann is face.
Team Impact versus Team Elite. Right, there's a good one, Dom. 4 from Impact, 4 from AEW as a team. Not necessarily champions, but as a sort of.
I think Swan, Eric Young, Sammy Callahan, and Eddie Edwards.
I'd say I'd get rid of Swan because he's champion, and I think he's going to go with Kenny. But I put Moose in there. And against Team All Elite. Darby, Kenny. I
want to say the Young Bucks, but I'm going to say Darby, Kenny, and Ricky Starks.
Nice.
And also an outside pick. Sammy Guevara.
Oh, interesting. I'd go for the 4. I'd go the Lucha Bros and Cage and Starks because of Cage's history and Lucha Bros' history with Impact. Yeah. When is the last time we've seen a heel versus heel match? We see it quite a lot futuristic. We saw it obviously with Penta and Phoenix going at it recently on AEW, but we do see it quite a lot, especially in WWE as well, I suppose. Is Lana a heel? Is she a face now? What is she doing now?
She's a face now, isn't she?
Is she? I don't know. God. We're getting a crossover show, a pay-per-view between Impact and AEW. I don't think we are.
Well, I think it's a great idea, but I don't know whether it's going to happen.
No, I think this is bigger than that, and I think it's about Kenny at the minute. But yeah, I get what you say. I think that excites people, doesn't it? The idea of an invasion, but actually, they don't always turn out as well as expected.
No.
But yeah, it's cool. It's cool to have these fantasy bookings. In fact, I think if you're going to see any of them, you'll see them more on Impact than you will on AEW. I think AEW's got too much, not enough time and too much talent anyway.
Yeah. Like I say, the Impact stuff. It's been wonderful for Impact to have AEW on there. An incredible ratings boost and just great for the brand. I was watching some old Impact stuff and they had some really good content a few years back. Really, really fantastic, exciting stuff, and it'd be wonderful for them to get some of those old fans back.
Absolutely. Are you doing the whole year 2020 awards, like the spammy awards? Kobe will probably do a couple of top 10 lists and stuff towards the end of the year when we're looking to fill out content on the channel while we're eating our turkey and drinking our whiskey. But we are doing a Slammy video for tomorrow. I think we're going to pick out our Slammy awards to give you guys a bit of content tomorrow while we have a day off. There we go.
Cool.
That's it. I'm getting Wrestling Story. You should do the Hull Year Awards. We already have the Hall of Fame, Jack Sullivan. The Hall of Fame, my brother. Which is something we did before. Bring your earbuds.
Yeah, we've done it for the last few years, haven't we?
We have, yeah. Well, we can't really do it this year, though, because we haven't done any Wrestling Rewinds, have we?
It's true.
Which is what it was all about, really.
Yeah.
Brock versus Kenny is what I want, potentially match of the year, maybe even best match in the past couple of years with the two guys in the ring. Jeremy brought up something about bringing CM Punk in to face Kenny, and I think that could be a good business move. Punk said...
yeah, but who's going to cost more money?
It's not about... I don't think it's about money. I think CM Punk wants money, but he wants a decent story. And I think CM Punk returning, getting beat by Kenny Omega is a massive deal, encourages that story of him as the champion of the world, and gives CM Punk a wonderful promo afterwards saying, you bring me back to this company and you use me like this is a joke.
Yeah, but what's the future? Is that a retirement match for Punk?
I don't know. It's up to him, isn't it? I guess.
At this point, if he loses to Omega, which is perfectly good booking, I think he's got to retire.
I don't know. It's up to him, isn't it? It's up to him. You know, he could carry on with something. He could get the win back later or whatever. I don't know. I just think that it was something Jeremy brought up in our stream the other day, and I was like, actually, that'd be a really good way to use Punk, and that might be something he's interested in.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I'm not necessarily saying because it's working with Kenny. I'm saying it's because it's an interesting story. You know?
Yeah.
Whole Year Awards will be cool. Yeah, we're going to do our picks for the Slammies tomorrow, so keep an eye on that. Keep the stream going until SmackDown comes on. We can't, I'm afraid, Jack, because we've got to film this video and then get everything ready. Gamer Guy, yes, John Mox returning to WWE in 2021.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past him to go back at some point, but it might be 2022.
Someone asked on stream the other day, they said, which AEW superstar is most likely to go to WWE? And I said, probably Moxley, because he's a lot of money to WWE. He's got history with the Shield, which is the top star's first faction. If you could bring him back for a WrestleMania appearance to go against Roman Reigns, that'd be a big deal, you know? However, he despised the company as well and hated it when he sort of walked out on it and sort of...
Yeah, I think that would be a huge power play from Vince if they did bring back Moxley. You know, nobody ever really leaves, etc., you know? I think the most likely to go outside of that in the future, and this is something we and you have talked about, is a guy like Ricky Starks. I think Ricky Starks has potential global star power, and I'm talking like movies, things like that.
I agree with you.
And I think that Vince has more. Obviously, we may see, you know, AEW productions or something in the next 5-10 years where they go into movies. But I think that they will immediately put him as a top guy if they manage to take him from AEW.
I mean, the only guy they've sort of done that with in recent years of that sort of stature is AJ Styles.
AJ Styles, yeah.
But, like, look at Matt Riddle, who was sort of put on NXT and stuff like that, and other guys that Aleister Black, and these guys that have been incredible talents, both from promo and all sorts.
I mean, obviously, yeah. But then I think, again, the AEW get, that first AEW get is like the power play, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It's like the Lex Luger, you know, it's like the Lex Luger showing up.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Somebody and Vince goes, "Look at my massive dick."
Yeah, it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Look at what I can do. No, it's like the $1 million man, isn't it? Everybody's got a price.
Yeah.
You know, and I think the guy that you can say that to, well, you know, there's not that many. There is not that many guys, I would say, that you could see taking that deal. You know, like, because a lot of them have either been burned by WWE before, or even before WWE, before they even got there, by Evolve, which is obviously WWE,
light,
you know, developmental.
You
know, so there's not a lot of guys that would say, not even like Brian Cage or anybody like that. I would say they would reject that deal.
That'd be my pick, Brian Cage, I think.
Yeah. But I think. Because obviously Brian Cage had a very good career before. You know, in Impact he was doing great stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, two. If you ask me to pick two, oddly enough, it'd be two members of Team Taz.
Yeah, I'd just say Brian Cage. I think Brian Cage is Vince's sort of guy. And yeah, I can just see him using that. And I think he's got small guys that he doesn't push on TV anyway.
The reverse, like who do you think would go to AEW? Who do you think has that? Because again, there are a lot of WWE lifers.
Whoever's released.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of big what, I think you'll see a lot more coming in the future. I think, well, Aleister Black's an obvious one, and I think Ricochet is pretty obvious as well, to be perfectly honest. And even though he said that stuff before, I don't even believe that. And he can't be happy with his place right now in wrestling, not the talent he is. No. And the other one that I think that's massive and I think could shock people and would be massive for AEW would be Sasha Banks. Yeah, that'd be huge, but I don't think that's going to happen for a while. Well, she's been unhappy with WWE in the past. She's and we'll see. We'll see, won't we? It'd be great for the women's division. Do you think AEW honestly has a chance of some of these bigger names that people talk about, and I'm talking about you sort of got you Brock Lesnar's, do you think AEW has a chance of getting those guys, or do you think that that's just hearsay and rumors? Personally, I don't think AEW has that amount of pull yet. I think a lot of people will be watching them for the next 2-3 years to see if they go the way of TNA, Impact, or Impact Wrestling as it became. I think money talks, Dom, and I think all of these guys are going to use it against Vince. All these bigger guys. Brock will be in talks with AEW. I believe Randy Orton did that to leverage more money, didn't he? Exactly, yeah. So they will leverage money from AEW, but at one point there'll be a point where WWE have to back down and say, okay, no. And then that superstar is left with either taking a lesser offer from Vince or going with AEW. Interesting. Yeah. Cool. Gamer Guy, WWE in a bidding war with AEW to get him. Yes, well, that's the rumor with Brock Lesnar at the minute. But again, leverage, mate. Leverage. How much am I worth to you, WWE? AEW are offering me this. This is bigger than my last contract I had with you. Yeah, I guess it's that, isn't it? I guess it's that question that they can ask. Is how much AEW have offered me this? Do you want to pay me more? Yes or no? Yeah. And makes sense, man. Gamer Guy, dude, plans happened because Vince does whatever he wants. Absolutely, mate, absolutely. And that's all we do. We just speculate on this podcast. WWE just renewed the Dean Ambrose copyright, and Kenny said Dean Ambrose on Impact. The AEW champ mentioned 2 former WWE guys on Impact. He did. Kip Sabian, Sammy Guevara, Cody Rhodes, one half of the Young Bucks, and Darby Allin versus Impact's Kenny Omega, Eric Young, Brian Myers, Crazy Steve, and Heath. That's interesting, putting Kenny on Impact side. I like that. Good business, and also very good promotion for guys like Brian Myers. Yeah, man. Cage is the modern day Lesnar Cena, and those 2 are WWE guys. Yeah. I'm Vince McMahon, so I can do so old I can do whatever I want. Money, man. This is the wrestling talk about right now. Absolutely. War Raiders to AEW, in my opinion. Yeah, it'd be a great get for them. Great get for the tag team division. They were wonderful in NXT, weren't they? They're a brilliant team. They're great on the independents as well. Yeah. Fantastic team. Yeah, fantastic, and then being team. Rubbish in they could go back to, I'm assuming they could go back to that War Machine gimmick instead of the Viking Raiders, the War Raiders, the Viking Experience, the War Biscuits, or whatever. The War Waders. The War Waders, indeed. AEW can easily get guys like Brock even more than WWE because they have more money. They have more money, but it's like... Do they? Do they, though? The Khan household, I think, has more money than Vince, yeah. Right. Not necessarily Tony, but in sort of net worth. He owns the Jaguars, for God's sake. That's massive. But, however, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's worth the money for them to bring him in either. So right, okay, yeah. I can do more contender matches than Vince can ever do. SmackDown is better than Monday Night Raw. I'd agree, Jack. Dom likes The Fiend, though. There's loads of things I like about Raw. Yeah, hanging out with you guys more than anything. Yeah, to be fair, it is, yeah. WWE does not have the pull they used to. Can't beat AEW in 18 to 34. No, they can't at the minute. which is showing the trend of a younger generation. However, the WWE is still beating them in 18-49, so which is the important demo. I get what you're saying, Jake, as well, though. You uploading a video tomorrow? Yeah, man, check it out. We're doing a Slammy Award video. Next year, WWE versus AEW at Survivor Series. Oh, God, yeah. Like Vince would go for that. Mandy, Tripp said it was whatever's best for business.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, of course he said it because he knows how he wants to get some publicity.
May I tap out for the night, please? Of course you can, Jack. Paul Heyman didn't do many contenders matches. Paul did great, but 12 superstars on a tournament. Gamer, I understand that, but Paul Heyman's gonna turn on Reigns. Yeah, Brock's important to that story, isn't he? Would you like to see WWE versus AEW? Depends who's in control of it, I guess.
It does. That's an interesting one to pick the teams for as well.
We can do that as the last thing if you want before we go.
Go on, give me yours first.
Well, AEW versus WWE.
Yeah.
And we're going all Browns WWE. Let's go Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Let's go Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah.
Let's go... Who else would I really like to see against some of the WWE guys? Let's go Bray Wyatt. And let's go Jeff Hardy versus Matt Hardy. Kenny and Finn, man. Oh no, AJ needs to be in there, doesn't he? Swap out AJ for one of them. Versus Kenny, Sammy Guevara would be great in that.
Yeah.
Matt Hardy and one more. I guess Moxley makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah. Your call?
Okay, Roman. As team captain. Yeah, Roman is team captain for WWE. Moxley is team captain for AEW. Kenny Omega. AJ Styles. Jeff Hardy. Darby Allin. And Brock Lesnar.
Oh, good one.
This is Brock Lesnar and Brian Cage. And if I was going to fantasy book it, I'd put Cage to turn on AEW and join WWE.
Whoa! What? Cool. Well, that is us done for the day. Thank you all so much for joining us. I will be back for SmackDown later on. Dom will be back for Raw, and we've also got the Wrestle Story show. You can go vote on which In Your House we're watching on Sunday, so please do. I'm missing Brock a lot. I think Brock is so underrated. He had so many great matches, gets a bad rep because of WWE's bad booking. Who's he had great matches with, Dom? I've not seen any great matches, apart from when he's working with people that can work with brooms.
Was the CM Punk match good?
I don't know.
I think it was.
The AJ match was great. The Finn Balor match was great. But again, they can all work with brooms.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the thing, isn't it?
It's like Pat McAfee, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
People are bored of him now, aren't they? Read the Wrestle Story. The Wrestle Story out playing, Jack. But we are going to end it there. Thank you so much for watching. Dude, give us a countdown, mate.
Okay, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2... Wait, that's 3. 3, 2...
That was 2.
1.
That's 1. Yeah.
Oh, yeah!
I'm so pleased you can count.
God, I just listened to this whole podcast. It was terrible. I feel like my ears are gonna bleed.
What'd you say? This is Darby Allin, and you're listening to Gimme a Whole Yeah podcast.